What's up, chat? What's up, chatters? So I made a video yesterday, 2 days ago, where I was just kind of talking about, some thoughts I've been having that have been gestating for a while, and just shared them. Nothing crazy. And somebody left a comment on that video. Now, you may know them. They're a cool person. And they said that you should make more of these, where you're just kind of yapping into the camera on YouTube. I was thinking about that, and my first thought was, well, shit. I don't know if I have anything else to say. I know I speak for hours on stream and somehow never run out of things to say. It's actually kind of a problem. It's leaked over into my real life a little bit. I was hanging out with a friend recently, and she's a woman of few words, and everything she says is mostly important. She mostly speaks to get a point across, or to make a joke or something, but she doesn't make a lot of jokes. It's mostly just to say important things. She said to me, "Ian, I love you, but shut the fuck up. You talk so much, and most of it's nothing." And I think it's because of streaming. I don't think I used to be like this. I was also a man of few words, and now I'm a man of an infinite number of words, all of which mean pretty much nothing. Back to the point of the video, I wasn't sure I had anything else to say. I'm pretty young. I don't have a lot of life experience. Most of my last 3 years have been spent indoors because of COVID. There are a lot of people out there who have more experience and who are smarter and more articulate. And so when I think about, making another video reflecting, talking about things that may be useful to others, the first thought that pops into my head is that I don't have anything worth saying. And I've thought about the fact that that is my first thought a little bit. And I want to share my thoughts about that thought with you guys. I think that I'm not very special. There are probably a great number of people who feel that what they have to say is not really worth saying because, well, maybe someone smarter has already said it. Maybe someone has said it in a better way before. Maybe the reason that you think that thing, or the reason you have anything to say at all, is because you heard it from like 2 or 3 different sources and you kind of compiled it together in your head and made some amalgamation thought that is more personal to you but is ultimately derivative. And so you feel, well, if I make something out of this, it's not even going to be my own. Somebody's already said this in a long, eloquent video essay. Why even bother? Those are the thoughts that I have. And I share a space online with many other people who like to create things but don't do it very frequently. And maybe this video can be of some use. Maybe you guys can relate. Maybe I can tell you something you haven't heard before. Or maybe I will just make your feelings feel real and heard. Or maybe it'll just be nothing, and you're gonna watch Elden Ring gameplay. I don't know. But that's kind of the point of this video. I want to talk about feeling like what I have to say or produce or make and put out there into the world is not worthwhile, is not worth doing. That's what I want to talk about. In high school, in my honors and AP literature class, I had a teacher named Miss Wilson. She's great. She was studying philosophy for a long time, and then she eventually switched over to English major, I think it was, or maybe she double majored. I don't exactly remember. It was a long time ago now, but very intelligent lady. Changed my life a lot. I don't even know if she knows how much she changed my life, because a lot of the stuff that changed was from little seeds that she planted in my mind that took 2 or 3 years to sprout. So shout out to Miss Wilson. You're a real one. Anyway, in that class, I answered a lot of questions. I raised my hand a lot. Over time, in college, for a number of reasons, I stopped answering questions. I stopped raising my hand and being the one to put myself out there. It's hard for me to say exactly why this happened. I think it was a number of reasons. One, it was COVID, so I was just pretty antisocial. I developed some social anxiety from spending, 2 years indoors, and going back and having to raise my hand felt really uncomfortable. I was scared. just like straight up fear about answering questions. So I didn't do it for a long time. On top of the fear, I also felt that what I had to say wasn't really worth saying. I felt like a lot of the questions the professor was asking were layups, and that I would be giving a boilerplate answer that no one really wanted to hear. Felt like it was useless. What's the point of me even talking? These people know what I'm gonna say. They know what the right answer is. Why? We all read the same book, you know? We've all been participating in the same discussions. I'm not gonna say anything new. I don't remember exactly what broke me out of that, but something did. The truth is that even if I didn't have anything original to say, we did participate in the same Socratic discussions, we did read the same source material. I'm not a fucking genius, right? I'm not gonna say anything that someone else hasn't said before, but it's still worth saying. Sometimes in those Socratic discussions, when I was kind of in a daze, not really super plugged into the conversation, either because I was thinking about something else or, I don't know, just kind of bored, sometimes a student would answer a question and they would give the answer that I expected, but they would say it in a way that piqued my interest. They would use a phrase that, I don't know, made the idea click for me, or inspired me to respond and add to it. Maybe even something as simple as reinforcing their point with a personal experience that had the same general idea. I was a decently smart kid. I had a good education from like K through 8th when I was homeschooled. I didn't learn how to do basic math. Mom kind of dropped the ball with that one, but everything else I was pretty up to date on for whatever reason. I don't know if it was actually homeschool. Maybe it was that I watched a lot of online content that was like intellectually stimulating. Maybe my mom deserves no credit. I was able to skirt by in regular and honors classes without having to put much effort in. I would go to class, I would take some really shitty notes that basically amounted to scribbles, and then I would get B's on the tests. You know, I think I passed all my AP exams with, I don't remember what the scale is, whatever the B is. You know, they were hard sometimes, but for the most part, it wasn't that bad. So I skirted by. I didn't put a lot of effort in. I never spent an extra 10 minutes writing flashcards or reviewing flashcards. Sometimes, you know what, for Spanish class, it was an assignment that we had to make flashcards. So I made them, and then I never used them. And now I can't speak Spanish as a result of it. My notes have always been pretty shitty, but they were especially shitty in high school. My strategy was, well, I don't even know if it was a strategy, to be honest with you. There wasn't a lot of thinking happening in high school. I feel like that age is mostly autopilot. What I did was I would write down a short sentence or scribble that helped me remember in my head the main idea of what was going on. And when I went back to review those notes, the rare times that I did that, I wouldn't be able to get any more details out of them. It was just the same sentence that I already remembered, the same general idea. They weren't particularly useful. And I didn't think much of it at the time, but I'm out of high school now, have been for a while, and I think a lot about my mental state back then. I was very jealous and envious of my smarter, higher achieving classmates. There were a lot of kids who had 4.2, 3, 4 GPAs that were doing better than me, and I thought to myself, well, I don't even care. I don't even, like, whatever, tryhards, like, we're all getting the same GED. You know, that's the shit that I said to myself. But the truth was that I just didn't want to put myself out there. I didn't want to try. I was afraid of failing. What a cruel reality I would have been confronted with if I did put all that effort in and then I found out I actually wasn't as smart as them. That would have crushed me, so I didn't do it. I just stayed a A's and B's student who skipped enough assignments just to get by and never really applied myself. I think back to that time and I guess I was efficient. I didn't spend more energy than I had to, but I also feel disappointed. I feel like every day I woke up and I had the chance to make something and do something spectacular, and I chose not to because it was easier. Because I didn't want to fail. And it's not like anyone would have cared. Who would have given a shit? Just me. My professors, they're not professors in high school. My teachers in high school would have just seen me putting more effort in and getting better grades. I would have only been a failure in my own eyes for not living up to some standard that I thought that I could live up to. It was all in my own head. I didn't want to be like the other kids. A lot of the kids who were really high achievers were these super, I hate to use this word, but I don't know if there's a replacement word that's less cringy, normie, upper middle class white kids who kind of had their shit made in the shade. They would all go to Panera in their 10-person study groups after with their, nice clothes and their cars that their parents bought for them. And they would study for like 3 or 4 hours. And I resented that. And I didn't want to be like them. I didn't want to be a normie, which is also fucking stupid because, again, it's not like they would have given a shit. It's not like my teachers would have given a shit. Not like my friends would have cared either. No friend has ever gotten kicked out of a friend group in high school for studying more. It was just me. I was the only one holding myself back, and for what? To get average scores on AP exams? To not make new connections with people who are probably chill? I just judged them for being from a better background for me and resented them for it. The fuck is that? What did I get out of that? So, anyway, long diatribe aside, the point is, I didn't really apply myself because I was afraid of failing, and I didn't get anything for it. I didn't fail, I guess, but I didn't win. I didn't succeed. I just got by. I think you can probably see kind of where I'm going with this. Don't hold yourself back. A lot of the times I feel like, especially with these reflection style videos, that I'm saying things that people have already said. I feel like it's derivative. Why even bother? There's someone out there who's already made a video that has 3 million views that's gonna pop up right when you search the thing that you're looking for. What's the point of this? Why am I making this? I can't even edit well. This video is edited shittily. And my room's a mess. I don't have a good setup. It's on a webcam that I probably bought off of Amazon 3 years ago for $20. My mic is held onto its stand with tape because it doesn't fit onto the screw. Why even bother if it's not gonna be good? If it's not going to be perfect? Why try if I might fail? But to bring it back to something I said earlier, the truth is that in Socratic discussions, in those moments when I had the opportunity to raise my hand to answer a question or leave it down and say nothing, I should have chosen to raise my hand. I should have said something. When you're making something, it's always going to be derivative. I didn't build this computer. I didn't build this microphone. I didn't come up with the language I'm speaking. I've read hundreds of books, none of which are my own work. It's impossible to make something original. But that doesn't matter. It can still be good. It can still be useful. It can still be helpful to people. If you're making something for an audience, even if it's just the few friends that you have online who are subscribed to your tiny little YouTube channel that you upload the occasional Overwatch clip to, it's still valuable. Not even just because you might say something which really resonates with somebody, but because even if you don't, you're still learning something. I'm gonna learn a lot editing this video. I suck ass at editing. So any effort that I put into it is gonna help me grow. Even if it doesn't help me grow that much, I'm gonna have something on my YouTube channel which I can look at and other people can look at and say, hey, look, he's got something on his YouTube channel. A couple of you guys are going to leave comments. Some of them will be serious. Some of them will be silly. There's no downside. When you guys leave the silly comments, I reply silly back. We both get a little laugh and go on with our day. When someone writes a serious comment, I feel like I have made a difference and produced something which is important and helps people in their lives. There's that phrase, I stand on the shoulder of giants. I don't relate much to that phrase. I don't really know any giants. I feel like I stand on the shoulder of a million ants. There are so many people who I've watched over the years who have contributed to who I am now. So many books that I've read, so many audiobooks that I've listened to, so many podcasts, so many songs, So many people I've met in my life, professors, teachers, parents, relatives, all of these people made me who I am today. I'm an amalgamation. Maybe I'm making something, but that doesn't seem to capture exactly the process. I think I'm more like a conduit for everything that I've consumed. Maybe there's some original phrasing, some original thought, but for the most part, I'm putting out there the collective experience of my life, which is built on things that other people have built and experienced. And everybody is. If you look at video essayist videos and you think, well, I'm not even going to bother making my why Elden Ring is a philosophically important game, because Vadi's done it, Nakey Jakey has done it. Nakey Jakey already took the sleeping in the bed style. He took the edgy thumbnail, the edgy title of How Dark Souls Saved Me. What the fuck am I gonna do? I don't have the production quality, the editing skills, yada yada, whatever. But you shouldn't let that hold you back. Those video essayists didn't get that style on their own. It's not like there are so many, and there's a specific video editing style for video essays too. You know it. There's the bisexual, oh, that's the wrong side. There's the bisexual lighting. There's the microphone in hand. There's the, slow intro shots, the aesthetic music. No individual video essayist made that style, and then another one made that style, and then another one made that style all on their own. It was a collective movement towards that style that they all made based off of watching each other's videos, seeing what worked and what didn't, what got their point across the best, what sold ads the best, what got the best viewership, the best retention. No one does things alone, and no one makes anything that's 100% original. So if you're like me and you think, maybe I should make a video, maybe you receive some encouragement from people that say you should make another video, and you hold yourself back because someone else has already done it. I don't know if I have anything important to say. You do. You do have something important to say. You're going to say it in a way that is going to resonate with somebody that wouldn't resonate if somebody else said it. You should make the video. You should make that art piece. You should make that game. You should write that essay. Whatever your thing is, you should do it.